Okay, stuck clutches, seized clutch plates are a common problem in old tractors that have been left sitting for a number of years. You depress the clutch pedal and it won't release the clutch. I'm trying to use my hands here. The clutch plate won't separate from the flywheel. Common occurrence. It's been coming up on my feeds recently. It might work. You can tow the tractor while bouncing away on the clutch pedal. When I first ran into this issue, I don't know, more than a decade ago, I Googled it. Tow the tractor forward in reverse, tow the tractor in reverse forward, wheel away on clutch pedal, blah, blah. It might work. It's worth a try. I've never been able to be so lucky. I've seen other people say, well, you pull out the starter motor and reach in there and soak the clutch plate with some penetrating oil. I have two issues with that. One is it's a dry clutch. It's not supposed to be saturated in any kind of oil, lubricant. And the second thing is part of the bonding issue is the fiber in the clutch plate. It's not a seized nut and bolt situation. So two issues there. Now let me just say, before I get to how to cure it, I saw one when I Googled this issue the first time. The guy said you chain the tractor to a tree, jack up one drive wheel, start the tractor, run it wide open in high gear, and pull the jack stand out. Huh. Ride 'em, cowboy. Better have that tractor firmly chained to a solid tree. My cure, and it's worked for me every time, pull out the spark plugs and hydraulic the motor. Fluids aren't compressible. Fill the cylinders with, I'd suggest, tranny fluid, but you can use used motor oil. Needless to say, don't use water, and certainly don't use something combustible, diesel fuel, for example, or gasoline. And then you rock the tractor back and forth. It doesn't take much. You could use my little car. One vehicle hooked to both front and back of the tractor, rock it back and forth. It'll free that clutch plate up. Now there's no guarantee it won't tear a piece of fiber out of the clutch that you're gonna have to split the tractor and replace it anyways. But no other method, including regular towing, again, I'm not a fan of soaking, or chaining it to the tree, there's no guarantee that isn't going to tear your clutch plate either, the fiber plate. Now, in a diesel tractor, of course, this is more grievous, as you'd have to remove your injectors to put a fluid in and hydraulic the cylinders. So, more grief, probably some gaskets and O-rings perhaps. But you got to do what you got to do. It's worth a try rather than split the tractor. All right? Now, here's the trick. You've got to suction out, or vacuum out if you like, that oil from the cylinders. And you have to do that because if you think you're just going to leave the plugs or the injectors over, spin the motor on the starter motor or the hand crank, if that's even available, only on these older, smaller tractors, and blow that oil out of the cylinders, whoa, don't do it. You'll rust-proof everything in your entire yard. You've got to suction those cylinders out in one fashion or another, and even then you want to rag it up real good when you spin it over the first time. You won't believe what comes blowing out of there. No, I didn't learn that the hard way myself. As a motorcycle mechanic, I know about hydraulicing motors. That's how I came up with the concept. So don't make that mistake. Anyways, hope it works out well for you. You go back in the channel a couple of years if you want more tractor tips and tricks, but that's how you free up a stuck clutch.